He rarely speaks. He films alone. He moved from gardener to chateau owner in the space of a few years. And despite a near-total absence from the public spotlight, Dan Preston has become one of the most compelling figures in the YouTube chateau's niche. Welcome to this deep dive on Dan from escape to rural France, a man who lets his work speak louder than his words. In this video, we'll explore who Dan really is, what makes his channel work, and why his quiet presence might be the loudest voice in the chateau YouTube world. This video is for commentary and entertainment purposes only. All information is based on publicly available content. No harm, harassment is intended. Let's begin. Section 1. From gardener to YouTuber, the unlikely journey. Dan first appeared on YouTube not as a content creator, but as a supporting character. He was the gardener at Château de Chaumont, a 16th century property in France featured heavily on the channel The Chateau Diaries. Owned and operated by Stephanie Jarvis, that chateau served as a hub for volunteers, renovation projects, and filming. Dan quickly became a fan favorite. His calm demeanor, dry wit, and commitment to getting work done without much fuss stood out in a world that often leaned toward dramatics. As viewers watched him transform the overgrown grounds into manicured gardens, a quiet charisma emerged. What made Dan unusual is that he didn't crave the spotlight. He was simply good at what he did. And as the Chateau channel grew, so did his visibility. Fans started asking for more of Dan. Comment sections filled with requests for more Dan content and speculation about his background and expertise, but Dan's appeal went deeper than just competence. In a digital landscape saturated with personalities trying to capture attention, here was someone who seemed genuinely uninterested in performing for the camera. His interactions were natural, his focus unwavering, and his approach refreshingly straightforward. Not long after, he launched Escape to Rural France, his own channel documenting a massive new chapter, buying his own French chateau and restoring it himself. The transition from employee to entrepreneur, from supporting character to protagonist, marked a significant shift not just for Dan personally, but for the entire chateau YouTube ecosystem. He chose Château de Chaumont, a large and long-neglected building that needed more than just a little paint. It was, and still is, a monumental task, but one Dan took on largely alone. The decision to go solo wasn't just practical, it was philosophical, reflecting a deep-seated belief in self-reliance and personal responsibility. Section 2. The silent strategy redefining content creation. Dan's channel stands in stark contrast to many others in the same genre. While others offer vlogs, talking heads, scripted interviews, and weekly drama updates, Escape to Rural France often unfolds in near silence. There are minimal voiceovers. Long sequences of Dan sawing beams, laying brick, or trimming trees pass without commentary. The pacing is slow, but deliberate. There's a meditative quality to it, and for many viewers, that's the appeal. This quiet strategy is surprisingly effective. In a time when audiences are bombarded by clickbait and chaos, Dan's subdued videos feel like a break. His most viewed uploads rack up hundreds of thousands of views without relying on thumbnails with exaggerated expressions or scandalous titles. His authenticity is his brand. The silence serves multiple purposes. It allows viewers to appreciate the sounds of actual work, the rhythm of a saw, the scrape of a trowel, the creak of old wood. These ambient sounds create an ASMR-like experience that many find deeply satisfying. It also forces viewers to slow down, to observe rather than consume, to appreciate the process rather than rush toward the outcome. It also helps that Dan clearly knows what he's doing. Whether he's rebuilding walls, clearing land, or sourcing materials, he brings a level of craftsmanship that viewers respect. There's a deep satisfaction in watching a person competently do hard things. His technique is methodical, his problem-solving approach logical, and his attention to detail evident in every frame. Of course, it's not all serene. The reality of restoring a centuries-old building comes with setbacks. But even then, his approach remained the same, measured, steady, and focused on progress. Section 3. The psychology of minimal content. Dan's approach taps into something profound about human psychology and our relationship with media consumption. In an era of constant stimulation, his videos offer what researchers call restorative media, content that actually refreshes rather than exhausts the viewer. The minimal editing style mirrors the slow food movement's philosophy applied to digital content. Just as slow food emphasizes quality ingredients and traditional preparation methods over speed and convenience, Dan's videos prioritize genuine craftsmanship over rapid-fire entertainment. His camera work is deliberately unpolished. There are no dramatic angles, no quick cuts, no manufactured tension. The camera often remains static for minutes at a time, allowing viewers to observe work in real time. This approach challenges the conventional wisdom of YouTube engagement metrics, proving that authentic content can hold attention without constant stimulation. The comment sections of his videos reveal the psychological impact of this approach. Viewers frequently describe feeling calmed, inspired, or motivated after watching. Many report using his videos as background ambience while working on their own projects. Some describe his content as therapeutic, helping them manage anxiety or stress. This phenomenon suggests that Dan has accidentally created a form of digital meditation. His videos provide a space for viewers to disconnect from the frenetic pace of modern life and connect with something more fundamental: the satisfaction of creating, building, and improving. Section 4. Comparisons and contrasts. Two paths diverged. Dan is often compared to Stephanie Jarvis, whose channel The Chateau Diaries is arguably the most popular in this YouTube niche. Both started at Chateau de Chaumont, both run restoration channels, and both have loyal fanbases. But their styles couldn't be more different. Stephanie's channel leans toward the personal. There are dinner parties, romantic subplots, and plenty of behind-the-scenes conversations. Her vlogs include a cast of characters, evolving storylines, and a touch of theater. The content feels designed for binge watching, with cliffhangers and ongoing narratives that keep viewers returning. Dan's content is stripped back. It focuses on the work itself. There's little personal revelation, no ensemble cast, and few emotional swings. You're more likely to see a 20-minute segment on rebuilding a window frame than a birthday celebration. His videos stand alone as individual experiences rather than episodes in an ongoing series. That contrast creates a sort of balance in the Chateau YouTube world. Viewers who want personality and narrative go to the Chateau Diaries. Those seeking quiet productivity find it with Dan. The two channels serve different psychological needs and attract different types of viewers, though there's certainly overlap. Section 5. Château de Chaumont and the technical mastery. Dan's new property, Château de Chaumont, is a stunning but challenging structure. It has structural damage, decaying beams, collapsed walls, and major landscaping hurdles. And he's tackling it piece by piece, mostly alone. What sets Dan apart from many restoration YouTubers is his genuine technical expertise. He doesn't just hire contractors and film the results, he performs complex carpentry, masonry, and renovation work himself. His videos reveal a deep understanding of traditional building techniques, materials science, and structural engineering. Viewers have followed as he cleared out trash, stabilized the frame, and restored key rooms. Each project demonstrates not just physical capability, but intellectual understanding of how old buildings work. He sources period-appropriate materials, uses traditional joinery techniques, and respects the historical integrity of the structure. The workload is immense. Some months, there are long gaps between uploads, and fans sometimes speculate whether he's burned out or needs help. But then a new video drops, and it's clear he's still at it. The irregular posting schedule actually enhances his authenticity. Real restoration work doesn't follow a content calendar. Dan also occasionally brings in help, a friend to install a staircase or a collaborator to assist with stonework. But there's never a sense of delegation. He remains hands-on, involved in every process. When experts appear, they're clearly there to supplement his knowledge, not replace his effort. His most recent videos show steady progress. The fire damage is being addressed. Structural reinforcements are going in. The garden, once a jungle, is becoming manageable again. Each milestone represents months of patient, methodical work. If he keeps going at this pace, it may take years to finish. But that's part of what makes the journey compelling. Dan doesn't promise overnight transformation. He promises real work. Section 6, The Economics of Authenticity. Dan's approach raises interesting questions about the economics of YouTube content creation. His channel operates on a completely different model from most successful YouTubers. He doesn't follow traditional growth strategies, doesn't optimize for algorithm engagement, and doesn't maintain a consistent posting schedule. Rack up hundreds of thousands of views without relying on thumbnails with exaggerated expressions or scandalous titles. His authenticity is his brand. The silence serves multiple purposes. It allows viewers to appreciate the sounds of actual work, the rhythm of a saw, the scrape of a trowel, the creak of old wood. These ambient sounds create an ASMR-like experience that many find deeply satisfying. It also forces viewers to slow down, to observe rather than consume, to appreciate the process rather than rush toward the outcome. It also helps that Dan clearly knows what he's doing. Whether he's rebuilding walls, clearing land, or sourcing materials, he brings a level of craftsmanship that viewers respect. There's a deep satisfaction in watching a person competently do hard things. His technique is methodical, his problem-solving approach logical, and his attention to detail evident in every frame. Of course, it's not all serene. The reality of restoring a centuries-old building comes with setbacks that sets him apart. Viewers see the slow days, the setbacks, and the repetitive labor. But they also see progress, not in flashy reveals, but in the slow, rewarding pace of craftsmanship. This honesty about the nature of real work resonates with viewers who understand that meaningful accomplishments require patience and persistence. Many find it inspirational. If one man with a camera and a few tools can restore a chateau, what's stopping the rest of us from tackling the hard things in our lives? Dan's example suggests that extraordinary achievements are possible through ordinary persistence. The minimal narration invites you to focus, to breathe, to imagine the satisfaction of fixing something, not for likes, but because it matters. His videos become a form of vicarious accomplishment, allowing viewers to experience the satisfaction of craftsmanship without the physical demands. Dan isn't chasing virality. He's building something real. And that authenticity might be the rarest thing on YouTube. Outro, The Quiet Revolution. In a space filled with spectacle, Dan Preston offers something different. Quiet. Craft. Patience. You may not know much about him personally, but you know his values, hard work, independence, and a quiet refusal to give up. His influence extends beyond his own channel. Other creators in the Chateau niche have begun adopting elements of his approach: longer, quieter sequences, more focus on actual work, less manufactured drama. Dan may be leading a quiet revolution in how we think about content creation and audience engagement. Escape to Rural France may not be the flashiest channel in the Chateau world, but it might just be the most honest. And in today's world, that honesty counts for a lot. It offers proof that authentic content can find its audience, that quality can triumph over quantity, and that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply show up and do the work. Thanks for watching this deep dive. If you enjoyed this kind of content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment about your favorite Dan moment. Do you prefer his quiet approach or more personality-driven Chateau channels? Let me know below. Until next time, keep building something real.